Welcome back everyone to another unboxing video at Battlegrounds Game Center. I'm Patrick, and today we're going to be taking a look at Warhammer 40k Darktide, the miniatures game. Now this is a new miniatures game version of the video game on PC, where you're taking a team of 4 against Poxwalkers and Trader Guardsmen and everything, and you're moving through a campaign, trying to make your way through. It's almost got like a kill team feel, and and a lot of the rules are very kill team light. So if you like kill team, this is probably a good introduction to that game for other players to show them, but it also is its own contained board game. So we're a little bit late on this one, but I wanted to open it up, show you what comes inside, and I do plan on actually running a campaign through this, or at least a few games to show you how it plays and everything. I was actually very excited to play this, so let's go ahead and pop it open and see what comes inside. Typical GW fashion with their boxes. They're not usually meant to keep. They just have all their minis in and everything, but so we got our player characters here in blue color on the sprues. So you got like the Ogren, the Psyker, the Veteran Guardsman, and I believe it is a Zealot. Yep. So comes in a nice blue sprue to differentiate them from the enemies, which are going to have Poxwalkers, which are always icky and cool to see, and then a bunch of Trader Guardsmen. The cool thing about this too is that you essentially get a kill team in a box, because you get 10 Trader Guardsmen, so you could use them as a kill team in the big game. You might want a little bit more to flesh them out, but I thought that was kind of cool. So looks like they'll be pretty easy to build. These ones don't look like they're push to fit, so you'll need glue, whereas the Poxwalkers and your characters all look to be push to fit. So, well, actually, you know what? The Ogren isn't. So it's kind of a mix of push to fit and all that. I would still recommend using glue on these anyways, just to keep them pristine and nice and together, so you never have to worry about it. But carrying on here, we've got a nice little advertisement for Darktide. I really liked Darktide. It was a lot of fun. It got a little repetitive after a while, but the music was absolutely banger. So I do recommend it because it is, I believe, on Game Pass on PC, so you can play it for free if you have that. But we got dice, you know, typical white D6s that GW gives you. You got all of the bases for your characters. We've got our cards here, which we'll get to. We got our regular deck of cards, and then we got our rule book, which is going to have the instructions in there with it. So we'll get to that in a moment. And then we've got our boards. So it comes with 4 boards that you'll have different variations of layouts to play. So let's go ahead and open the rulebook real quick and see what it looks like. Okay, so I opened the rulebook and all the tokens started falling out. So we'll look at those real quick. So we've got all the tokens back here. This looks almost like a line of sight type ruler. All our tokens for obstacles on the, so there's like impassable here and then like cover. So then we got some more tokens like objective tokens, wound tokens, ability tokens, stuff like that. So pretty typical GW flair. They punch out nicely. Got more here. And then the rule book, kind of crumpled the rule book as I was opening it, but oh, I ripped it too. Well, it's a demo copy. It happens. So yeah, you got your rules here, or your lore going into the Hives and advertising Kill Team, because this is kind of like a jump off point into Kill Team. Building, showing what you need, everything that comes in the box, all the components like the characters and tokens and everything. So, and then the rules. So from my understanding, it does play very similar to Kill Team, except you're moving on a hex board. So once we get to the character cards, I'll kind of explain how combat works real quick, but this does go through all the phases, and the rules are relatively light. It's just a few pages. So, and then you have your campaign in the back here. Gives you some lore, a lot of lore actually. And then missions and how to set it up, what all the different tokens and everything and all the symbols mean on there. So, and I believe it's like 3 missions or 4 missions, and then, or 5 missions, sorry. And then there's rounds. So there's 3 rounds in each mission. So playing a mission, I guess you could probably play in like an hour, hour and a half, maybe a little bit longer, depending on how well you're going through it. but each round is like its own configuration. So technically, if you really wanted to just do some one-offs, you could just play like round 3 of mission 1 or something like that, and you could have like a quick 30-20 minute game. So I like that, where each round is essentially its own game, but you have like a bigger mission structure with multiple rounds in it. So it's like you're moving through the Hive, just like in the video game where you're going from location to location. So I think that's a pretty cool idea, and it seems to work pretty well from what I've seen. So, and it obviously gets bigger. You can see all the different configurations, and then Kill Team on the back. So that's the rule book. You got your build guide here for all your miniatures, so typical GW flair. Okay, so here are all the profile cards. So like you got Psyker, Zealot, Ogryn, Veteran, and then all the different enemies. So Mobian Trooper, Gunner, Sharpshooter, a Chieftain, a Commsman, and Poxwalkers. So even though there's only 10 Trader Guardsmen, they all have different profiles. There'll be different, like there'll be multiple troopers, and sometimes a gunner, sometimes a chieftain, and some kind of like a boss, basically. I do wish there was an actual like boss type monster in here, because in the game there's like Nurgle beasts and stuff like that. Would have been kind of cool to have one of those, or even like a corrupted Ogryn or something. But it's okay. I mean, maybe they have plans of expanding this in the future with like enemy packs and stuff, which would be really cool. And maybe even like character packs. So we'll see how it goes. But as a contained product, it's pretty cool. I will say the price is pretty steep, unfortunately, for this. I believe it's 110 USD. But the game seems really fun, so if you can bite that bullet for just the gameplay, I mean, it might be worth it for you. So we've got our character profiles here, the Psyker, Zealot, Ogryn. Now, like I was saying, how this works like Kill Team. So in Kill Team, it has a very similar profile. It'll have like your melee attack or your shooting attack. It'll have your 2-hit modifier, and then it'll have damage profile. So there'll be different damage, like 2 or 3, 2, 3. So what this is like a normal hit and a critical hit. A critical hit is like when you roll a 6, you get your critical damage. And then they'll have like the special rules and stuff. But in melee, well, melee and shooting, you actually like, if the defender will roll 3 or 4 dice or however many it is, and if they match any of the hit values, they're able to like dodge out of the way or take them away, parry them and stuff like that. So it has a lot of the same, pretty much the same combat rules as Kill Team, but in a more simplified movement and shooting, like line of sight and all that type of format. So really good way to introduce people to the idea of Kill Team. All right, so then we got this big stack of cards here, which is going to have the variable activations. So when you paint these, or even if you don't paint them, you're going to want to try to have differentiation to like the Poxwalkers, because they all have different activations depending on which Poxwalker it is. Same thing with like the Trader Guardsmen, and then your characters will have operative cards here for activation as well. So there's a variable, like you'll shuffle it up and then you'll reveal one, and that's who it will go. So there's a variable turn structure. And then we have a giant stack of like equipments, upgrades. So like there's a Psyker upgrade, Zealot. So for your characters, they have their own upgrades. And since this is a campaign game, you'll play one game, you'll get, you know, money or whatever points to upgrade your character with, buy equipment, and you'll just keep getting stronger and stronger as you play. So that is everything that comes in Warhammer 40k Darktide, the miniatures game. A little bit of a mouthful, of course. I'm excited to play this. Again, I'm going to at least play Mission 1 for you on camera, so that'll be 3 rounds, so 3 different games. Whether that'll be all in the same video or in different videos, we'll see. But I got to get them all built. I don't know if I'll get them all painted, but I'm at least going to get them all built so we can run through some gameplay together, show you how it works. But if you're interested in this game and you want to pick it up, you can go ahead and head over to our website. We have a few available, as well as just stopping in store, saying hi, checking out the store. We do plan on moving soon. We're going to have a bigger space and more demos for games and stuff set up in the near future. So keep a lookout for all those videos as we get closer. We'll start doing some more promotions and stuff, and I'm really excited about it. The new space is killer, and I cannot wait to show it off to everybody. And if you like this video and you want to see more like it, though, go ahead and like and subscribe at the bottom of the channel. But I'm Patrick at Battlegrounds Game Center, so until next time, see you later.